Hello everyone and welcome to the SCG Game Night here at Grey Ogre Games. My name is Mick. I am your host for tonight. You're watching 3 rounds of real people playing real cards of Magic here at Grey Ogre Games. We're watching the game between Jeffrey Chan on the left and Zejie on the right. Jeffrey looks like he's playing his blue-white Aether Flux Reservoir deck. And Zejie is maybe blue-white Flash. It looks like blue-white Flash. Here not trying to resolve. Very strange. Four mana. Did not try to go for the Gideon for fear of maybe a spell queller, but I don't think he realizes that Jeffrey isn't playing a blue-white flash deck. I don't think so. On our feature match on the right hand side or other feature match area, we're actually watching Benjamin Hao and Wing Hing, So Wing Hing. Alright, okay, so back to the game. Jeffrey here resolves a Cloud Blazer, gaining him 2 life, drawing him 2 cards, and allowing Fuzi to Jieze to just resolve his Gideon. Gideons are a little bit hard to get rid of, but I think Jeffrey has the tools such as unsubstantiate when it becomes a creature. He's also got things like what is that spell? Oh, that bounces all the islands. Based on all the islands. Engulf the shores. Right. Okay, so yeah. What? Oh. Right. Okay. So yeah, Jeffrey here resolving the Aether Flux Reservoir. No fear of dying just yet. Beating his opponent in for 2 points of... Oh no, beating the Gideon in for 2 points of damage. Gideon goes down to 2, which won't allow... which will, prevent Zejie from embleming the Gideon, which might actually be relevant in this matchup. But, well, seeing as to how Jeffrey actually has 6 islands on the battlefield, this might actually be okay. Jeffrey takes all the damage. Relax, no problem. Thalia hits the battlefield, and he passes the turn. So now every spell that Jeffrey plays from here on in will gain him life, which is nice. He could unsubstantiate the Thalia. And then swing into the Gideon, killing the Gideon this turn. But the unsubstantiate might hit a roadblock. For example, the spell queller that is in Zejie's hand. So let's see what's the decision here. Does he desperately want to get rid of the Gideon? And he's going to try to unsubstantiate the Thalia. He's going to gain 1 life off of that. Alright, so Spell Queller going to eat up that spell. No, he shouldn't cast it right now. No. Okay, so choosing to bounce back the Spell Queller. Actually, no, let the Spell Queller resolve. Yes, that's the way to do it. So he gains 1 from that. Cast this, so he gains 2 from that. And then cast the other Unsubstantiate, which then he gains 3 life. So it's more life to gain. Beats into the... to the Gideon. Gideon goes down and it looks like he's just going to pass the turn. Alright, cracks the clue. Maybe there's a... what's his name? A Thraben Inspector off of that, but there isn't. So it's going to be Zejie's turn. Zejie lays another plains. I think you just go Thalia. Keep up mana for the spell queller that you have right now. Gonna cast that Cloud Blazer. Let's see. does indeed cast the Cloud Blazer. That will gain him a total of 3 life. Enters the battlefield tab, that's okay. Goes up, draws another 2 cards. He's got Essence Flux in his hand and another land. So the island that he did show his opponent goes onto the battlefield. Essence Flux and Unsubstantiate it looks to be. Alright, just gonna pass the turn, not gonna risk running into a Spell Queller, but looks like there is a Declaration in Stone. And the Declaration in Stone might eat up the Cloud Blazers. Does he try for it? Essence Flux, he's gonna unsubstantiate the Cloud Blazer, and that's gonna be met with a Spell Queller. Spell Queller eats that up. He gains 1 life from the unsubstantiate, and then gonna Essence Flux instead, gaining a total of 5 life. Yeah, okay. No, 6 life, yeah. So that's 1 spell, 2 spells. That's 3, 4, 5. No, it should be 5 life, right? And here you're going to take back that 5 life away from the stream says it's Hearthstone? Oh, right. Okay, I did not change that. Oh, okay. Fire Hydra 58. Thanks for that. We've already changed the game that we're playing. The reason why it says Hearthstone is because on Sunday we had the Hearthstone tournament. Something that slipped by my mind. I didn't change the Hearthstone. I changed the title of the stream. I just didn't change that. So here looks like Reflector Mage going to hit the battlefield. Going to bounce back the Spell Queller and have that cast off. Wow. So Jeffrey here doing a little bit of math. Reflector Mage enters, gets cast, gets the trigger, gains 1 life. He's going to bounce that. He's going to cast the Unsubstantiate on his own creature. Unsubstantiate on the stack. He's going to bounce Cloud Blazer. So he's going to be gaining another 5 life from that exchange. No, okay, in response to that. So all these spells are in response to the triggers, which means that he gains 9 life. Sorry, he gains 12 life from those 3 spells. Essence Flux here. That's a 4 spell. Bounces the Cloud Blazer, drawing him 2 more cards, gaining him 2 more life. Unsubstantiate gonna resolve, gaining him 4 more life. He's up to 40 now. That's gonna be 5 more life. And if he has another Thraben Inspector, that's gonna be 51 life. And he's just gonna shoot his opponent for 50 points of damage. And that is how you do it, people. I'll be coming by the store this weekend and the following week. I know tournaments usually start at 8, but when do they end? Fire Hydra 58. On Wednesdays, it starts at 8. Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesday is standard, Wednesday is modern. They start at 8 o'clock. They end usually, everybody goes home by 11. Somewhere around there. So yeah, if you were curious. If you're just joining us, you're watching the SCG game night here at Grey Ogre Games. We're going to transition over to Wing Hing's table. It's Wing Hing versus Benjamin. They look like they're shuffling up. So let's go join them. It looks like Benjamin took that first game away from Wing Hing. Yeah. So yeah. How you guys enjoy your weekend? I hope you had a very productive, very special weekend over the weekend, I guess. I say weekend way too much in this sentence. Anyway, uh, so yeah, we are here, and if you're ever curious, we're here in Singapore, and just to fill the dead air time, just want to remind you that we do our streams on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. I know we did one stream on the weekend, which was the Hearthstone Fireside, and that was fun. But we also do, our weekdays, we do the streams Wednesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Singapore time, which is GMT plus 8. And yeah, we do those streams. So you join us, join us whenever you're free. Or if you don't join us on the streams, or else, you just can go down to youtube.com/GreyOgreGames and go watch the replays over there. So yeah, multitude of options. Looks like Wing Hing's gonna start off the match. Fire Draw 58 asking, draft starts at 7:30 on Monday. Yes and no. That depends on whether the draft actually fires off. But usually the first few weeks of the new season, there's lots of drafts. But following that, like drafts usually die out once people get all their cards and they don't want to open new packs. So we're kind of thinking of doing something else on Monday nights once people stop drafting. Although if you do want to draft, just message the store on Facebook, facebook.com/GreyOgreGames. We'll be happy to accommodate. I will always be there if you want to draft, and we can get enough drafters, of course. So yeah, very interesting. Shuffling up is very fun. We play the shuffling game. Benjamin here. I believe Weng Hing is blue, white spirits. Oh no, black, green. Jun. Okay. Alright, so he's playing Jun. Looks like Jun energy there. I saw the bristling Hydra in hand. So he gets 2 energy and passes the turn. Benjamin here. Looks like blue-white spirits. This might just eat up the energy deck. Who knows? Right? Beast Caller here. Beast Caller Savant. Interesting. So this is a very creature-centric deck. It looks like maybe running the Woodland Wanderer. Woodland Wanderer is very good in a 4-color deck. Especially with the Beast Caller Savant, he can tap for any colored mana. Well, you can only use him to cast creature spells, so gotta be wise. Gotta be wise. Woodland Wanderer here, gonna go for 4. So it's a 6/6 trample. Not sure if Benjamin has any answer to that. And it might have. Benjamin looks like he's running a blue-white control. Anyway, I'll update you on that game again. We are going to go back to Jeffrey and Zijia's table. Jeffrey here is I won't say he's the reigning champion, but he's got 13 points in the league. If you did not know, this SCG game night, we're running it as a league system. So the more you play, the more points you accumulate. But we only take the best of 3. So you get 1 point for participating. You get 1 point for a loss or a draw, and you get 2 points for a win. So the maximum you can get every week is 7 points, and Jeffrey so far has 13 points, as well as I think there's one other person on the table that has 13 points. So yeah, currently in the lead, so to speak. So this is an interesting sideboard. Niblis of the Frost. And if Jeffrey allows the Niblis of the Frost to, if Zijie allows that Niblis of the Frost to survive, that would be okay. That would be quite disastrous, but he doesn't, and it goes bye-bye. Jeffrey here gotta be wary of spell quellers if there are any. Gonna swing in, gonna test some waters. Okay, so trying to bait out, of course, trying to get in as much damage as you can. Free damage is always good. Trying to bait out the spell queller, for no value. So he casts a spell queller, tries to crew up the smuggler's copter. Here we're gonna see spell shrivel. So the blue-white deck has transitioned into a very control heavy deck. And here we see Jace Unraveler of Secrets, which is not exactly a card that you will always see, but Prairie Stream, and Jeffrey gonna attack Jace for whatever it's worth. Just passes the turn. Yeah, no reason for Jeffrey to play that Torrential Gearhawk in hand. There's nothing in his graveyard that he wants to fetch out. So he's going to anticipate. Oh no, he's going to crack a clue, draw a card. Let's see whether he draws well. So crack the other clue, draw another card. Keeping up negate mana there. And drawing just all lands. So this is not so good. Not so good. So he knows that there's potential for there to be an Eversin. Does he care or not? There's a Niblis of Frost in hand. Does he want to force out the Eversin? Will 直接 cast the Eversin at end step? I don't think he will. But let's see. Jeffrey gonna try to bait it out. And I don't like that play, but he does it anyway. Cast the Eversin to block into, of course, open mana. No, he's gonna crew the copter. And this is interesting. Alright, copter blocks. Gonna draw and discard. So the loot is very good. He does draw the smugglers. What you call it? The Declaration in Stone. That's right. So yeah, with that Jace on the battlefield, be able to pressure. Well, pressure a lot actually. Might be able to pressure the Jace. In fact, Jace gonna take up the 7, scry, and then draw. And then what does he draw? It's a dispel, which is great for. It's great for him, but the cast, the problem with. Okay. And Jeffrey gets a what is that? Alright, so the Declaration in Stone does resolve. He does get the clue from the Declaration in Stone. But wow, just so many lands. So many lands. And this is it's flooding out like crazy. So that was unfortunate. The although the Eversin is not going to be untapping anytime soon, but Jeffrey needs to put out the pressure. Put the pressure on the Jace. So yeah, Eversin doesn't untap. Yep, that's right. So Jace is going to tick up to 8. And I think Jace is about to ulti, which might force Jeffrey to cast the Torrential Gearhawk this turn. Which I think is justifiable. Alright, so Torrential Gearhawk gonna hit the battlefield for absolutely no value. He's not going to flash back any of the spells in his graveyard. Finally draws a Cloud Blazer. That is a very nice draw. It's going to hit the... gonna cast the Cloud Blazer first. Draw himself a few cards. Get 2 life, draw a few cards. Reflector Mage is a very nice draw as well. And he's going to start bashing into... the Jace just to bring his total down, and it brings it down to 3. Is he going to reflect the mage the Eversin away? No, it decides not to and passes the turn. Spell Queller here, and he's going to be drawing another card. A second Spell Queller. Wow. Okay, so how do you beat 2 Spell Quellers, huh? It's going to be a little tough, yo. And decides to pass the turn. So, looks like he's going to anticipate. And, yeah. Zizia lets that resolve. Anticipates into... I didn't see what that was, but must be good. Oh, it's an island. Ouch. So he's probably going to swing both the Torrential Gearhound at Jace. Yep. So what could blow him out right now? I'm gonna anticipate first. Let's see. It has a second Torrential Gearhound, which is good. Which is kind of good, but I guess he needs more than that, right? So, he could just cast the Reflector Mage. Try to push back the Eversin. Swing at... Jace. Okay, so no, he's going to... Zizia puts Jace, puts the Copter in the way of Jace. It's going to flip, kill the Cloud Blazer. So the thing is, Jeffrey has sideboarded out the Aetherflux Reservoir, and Zizia is now playing the control role. So all he has to do is make sure that he manages his draws, keep the counter spells in hand, the negates, the spell quellers that will help to dampen the damage, or that will help to help him defeat Jeffrey. Jeffrey here can go for a second Torrential Gearhound and actually start ignoring Jace. Does he want to? Decides not to. Alright. Okay, decides not to. Nothing else to flashback from the graveyard. Wow, this is a terrible, terrible set of draws, man. That gets blocked. So he's going to try casting a Reflector Mage, and Zizia will reply with a Spell Queller. And that's the game. 6 points, 6 more points of damage coming through in the air. Nothing for Jeffrey to counter, or nothing for Jeffrey to do, because he's just been drawing lands, no spells in the graveyard. And now that his plan has been revealed, his master plan of a transformational sideboard has been revealed. Might be a little bit more difficult for him the next game. Alright, we're going to transition over to Wing Hing versus Benjamin. It looks like it's game 3. Wing Hing probably won that last match, and so now they're 1-1. Wing Hing just resolved a Transgress the Mind, taking away a Spell Queller. But Benjamin looks like he is playing the control, the blue-white control, or something similar to that. Here we go, attune with Aether. He lets that go. Gets him his probably Mountain, which will allow him to access the 3rd color of his deck. Hey, hi Kelvin. How come you never come down tonight, man? I thought you would play. Yeah, I need to grab your deck list because I want to start playing the PPTQs, and I think your deck is awesome. Just putting it out there, and congratulations on the PPTQ win. You'll be invited to the RPTQ sometime soon. All right, so Benjamin playing it a little slower, getting the spell queller out there for 0 value, and just to attack, making sure that he can deal some damage. Ah, okay, all right, understandable, understandable. That is the correct answer. Otherwise, I expect you to be here. Uh, Woodland Wanderer here for 4 mana. The thing is, Benjamin doesn't have white. So, Wing Hing probably tried to go for it because there might not be a spell queller in hand. So Benjamin here going to lay another white source. He's just going to bash in for 3 more points of damage and then pass the turn. Hopefully next turn, Wing Hing doesn't do anything too drastic that he cannot handle. I feel the spell queller was a little too early. Alright, so here goes another Woodland Wanderer. Does Benjamin have anything to reply to that? So he's going to anticipate in response. And let's see what he finds. Does he find another Void Shatter maybe? And it's another Void Shatter. Okay, I'm going to update you on the match. But right now we are going to transition back to Jeffrey's table. If you're not watching, no, not the Jan control. Yeah, it's 4C, 4 color aggro, sort of. Anyway, so yeah. What was I saying? Right. If you're just joining us, you are watching the SCG Game Night here at Grey Ogre Games. My name is Mick. I'm your host for tonight. And looks like Zizia kept a very risque hand with 1 land and now is just discarding down. The Reflector Mage there is very punishing, especially since you only have the what you call it, the Thraben Inspector. That was a very risky keep, I have to say. 1 land and 3 Thraben Inspectors. You've already seen part of your opponent's deck, so if it does find his second land, is he able to drop anything? So Smuggler's Copter goes down, which I think can be quite easily dealt with, but let's see. So Jeffrey here just playing the tempo game. He has Essence Flux in hand, which means that he can tap down that Copter and that Copter stays tapped down. He does have Unsubstantiate in hand also, which means that the Copter, if trying to block, will be bounced back to hand. So Unsubstantiate, going to tap the Copter down, going to push back. Going to tap the Thraben Inspector down, going to push back the Copter back to hand. And now Zizia takes 5 points of damage. Jeffrey here leaving 3 mana up. I think he could have cast the Reflector Mage and that would have sealed the game for Jeffrey. Thraben Inspector number 1. Thraben Inspector again. Selfless Spirit. Doesn't hit the table, he just passes the turn. He wants to draw more cards. Might have a Rattle Chains in hand, so he's going to swing in. Rattle Chains here going to sneak in. But I don't think that's going to be useful because it looks like he's going to Essence Flux the Reflector Mage, going to push back the gonna tap down the Thraben Inspector, push back the Rattle Chains, and that's it. Relatively greedy keep here by Zizia, and very risky, very risky keep. Especially with only like one blue-white source. So yeah. Kelvin, no, it's not the Panharmonicon deck. This is the Aether Flux Reservoir deck. So yeah, you could mistake those two very easily, but it's not the Panharmonicon. It's Aether Flux Reservoir. All right, we're going to transition back to Wing Hing's and Benjamin's game. And it looks like Benjamin has been able to resolve quite a few things. Wing Hing here looking like he doesn't have much. His Chandra has hit the graveyard, it seems, and he's down to 12 life. A 4-color aggro deck. Well, the Jund aggro doesn't look so hot right now. He's got to try to resolve something else. Going for 4 mana, he's gonna Bristling Hydra. If this isn't answered with a counter spell, it's very difficult to get the Hydra off the table. But it looks like Benjamin can just chump block with his Traben Inspectors. So he taps 2 mana, draws a card, and going to respond to that. He's going to Unlicensed Disintegration the Eversin. So unfortunate play error there by Benjamin not to tap out. If you are playing the control role, you should never tap out. Although his hand was nothing, there was nothing already in his hand. He could go for the damage, and he does. 6 turns, bashing in, 2 points each turn. And just pass the turn. Keep cards up. Don't lay lands anymore, because you don't need the lands there anymore. So Wing Hing, I believe, should also be empty on gas, except he's got this crazy giant Hydra. I think he should be taking this damage. Benjamin either chump blocks or takes the damage. Chooses to take the damage. Goes down to 13, possibly. Does Wing Hing have any follow-up? No, he doesn't. He just passes the turn, unless, of course, there is removal in hand. So, is he going to cast the Bruna? That is the question. Does he want to just tap out, cast the Bruna, and be done with it? And I think you should. This will end the game. 4 mana. Cast a Gisela, it passes the turn. So he's probably going to block with the Gisela, let the Gisela die, and then cast the Bruna next turn. Kind of risky, but if you don't take the risk, you'll probably not win. Or it's going to be a little harder for you to win. And once he resolves that, then I think there's nothing much that Wing Hing can do. All his removal spells are 3 mana or more, or just take the damage, or chump block with the I actually don't like this play here, because they can't, you can be blown out by built to smash or blossoming, any number of blossoming defenses. So Blesser Alliance is the draw. Very good against the Bristling Hydra, but of course if Wing Hing is playing around that, then he's got to be careful. Going to swing in with the Gisela and the Spell Queller, playing around Blessed Alliance, if of course Wing Hing has any of those. And trying to represent that he does have a Spell Queller that Wing Hing needs to play around. So is he going to go for it? So 3 mana, he's going to go Unlicensed Disintegration, trying to take out the Gisela. Gisela dies. He takes 2. Oh, Benjamin chooses not to cast the Bruna. This is strange-ish. A larger than life here would kill Benjamin. So let's see. There is a Blessed Alliance. Okay, so of course he leaves out the mana for a Blessed Alliance. Verdurous Gearhawk here. And where does he put the counters? So I don't, man, I don't quite like that play. Especially, your opponent has shown to not have anything left in hand. Alright, so he's gonna swing in with both his creatures, and looks like Benjamin here needs to double block. Carefully playing around the Blessed Alliance, of course. Alright, so he swings in. Benjamin here gonna cast that Blessed Alliance in hand. Or maybe it wasn't a Bruna, my mistake. So if it were a Bruna, I think you just slam down the Bruna, no problem. But maybe it's not. So that's definitely a Blessed Alliance for sure. Does he need to untap any of his creatures? I don't think he does. So you just pay for the Blessed Alliance. And then escalate it once. Let's see what Benjamin's response to this is. So now I'm starting to second guess myself. Is there a Blessed Alliance or is there a Plains? It should be a Blessed Alliance, right? I'm not crazy, right? So yeah, this. Okay, in 10 seconds, I will have to go over and I will have to prompt Benjamin to play a little faster because he's stuck in a loop. Alright, so he's going to pay that 4. He's going to pay 6. Okay, so gonna, full Blessed Alliance mode. Untap everything. Gain 4 life. And cause Wing Hing to sacrifice a creature. Okay, so it sacks a creature. I think you chump block. Yep. So he throws the Thraben Inspector under the bus. And there it goes. Passes the turn. So no damage dealt there. Still has one more Thraben Inspector to just throw under the bus. Is that a... The question is that a Bruna that he's been sandbagging, or is that just a land? If it's a Bruna, that's just a slam onto the battlefield. No, okay, so it looks like a Port Town. Okay, so here I think you need to try to get in some points of damage. So yeah, it was not a Bruna, so my bad. I did not realize. He passes the turn with both creatures up. Probably representing an Avacyn, because if he does have an Avacyn, he wins the game. 4 mana, this looks like another Bristling Hydra, okay. So put that Hydra there. That's fine. I don't like that you didn't attack with the Spell Queller. There are some situations where, you might get out of this alive. And actually win the game, because the Spell Queller is definitely not blocking, right? So that was a wasted, did not attack. I'm gonna draw. He draws all lands. Okay, so unfortunate set of draws here. So yeah, really unfortunate sequence of draws here. He just draws all lands, and that's the handshake. Well, I don't like that you give up that way. But that's okay. I mean, that's personal preference. You should just wait for your opponent. So yeah, that was not a Bruna. That was just a land. So my bad. Anyway, if you're just joining us, you are watching the SCG game night here at Grey Ogre Games. My name is Mick. I'm your host for tonight. And yeah, we just witnessed witness Wing Hing take the game with his Jun aggro deck or 4-color aggro. As well as Jeffrey with his Aether Flux Reservoir. So good luck to them in the next round. If you're new to this, we usually do the streams on Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Tuesday nights is standard, Wednesday nights is modern. And sometimes on the weekends we also have tournaments, but not all the time. Or no, we have tournaments all the time. It's just that we don't feature them, we don't stream them all the time. To make sure that you keep up to date, follow our Twitch channel, follow our Facebook page. All the links are in the description below. Last but not least, do listen to the Power 9 podcast. Myself and Alfian and a few others, we get together every week and we talk shop about Magic the Gathering. This week we're talking about Hasbro, the company, and what's he reprinting EMA boosters. Okay, that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. If you want to listen to the rest of the rant, please listen to the podcast. So we're going to go for a short break. We'll be right back, so don't go away. 9 minutes time, I'll put you on a replay, so don't go anywhere. See you.